Talked about how you really liked the mindset of a handful of your guys in the previous 3 meetings with the Phoenix Suns this season. What did you think about that mindset? Was it out to show again in this one?
Yeah, I mean, our defensive intensity was back. We were really good on the ball, just aggressive, super handsy. A game like this, you got to fly around sometimes too. I thought we did a pretty good job. I thought Rudy was really good at the rim. So when we did run him off or force him inside, he was there. And I thought Jaden was really, really special tonight defensively. So, we need more of that. We just got to keep doing that. So.
Yeah, and with the entire defense, I mean, was it at a level one of the best you've seen in any game this season?
I mean, we have this in us. We've seen it. We got to see it all the time now. This is how we had been playing, like more of a kind of a playoff urgency to what we were doing tonight, whether it be just getting after it or really good execution on the game plan. Just got to keep doing it. It's been our thing. So.
Chris, Jaden obviously did a great job on Booker, and then I think he blocked Katie's turnaround in the lane too. I mean, just few people that have the ability to be able to go up and get that.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier in the pregame. Just having multiple guys to be able to throw at them and wear them all down and stuff. And I thought everybody did a great job of competing. And obviously he can one of the few guys can nearly match his length because that shot's pretty much unguardable if you don't get a block on it, which isn't easy to do. So, yeah, a lot of really special moments defensively tonight. That was certainly one of them. So.
And, I mean, does Rudy just have to be your tone setter?
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. 100%. I mean, he's got to play like, defensive player of the year that he's been and just, he was huge around the rim, just setting the tone. And then, as we get more aggressive on the ball and, they might think twice about coming to the rim. So,
how do you explain this in a year that's been inconsistent largely, that the same opponent has brought the same result into the same intensity? Like, is that just getting up for a certain team? Is it matchup related? Like, how do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's it speaks a little bit to, maybe. When you play these teams in the playoffs, you get to know them so well. Some bad blood often comes in, and it becomes a little bit more personal. And certainly, I know some of our guys take it that way, and we see it in the results. But every game has got to be personal in regards to what we're trying to do here. So, but yeah, to answer your question, I think familiarity certainly breeds some of that.
Julius kind of set the tone offensively early for you after a couple tough games for him. Just what did you want him to refocus on that end of the floor today? Yeah,
I mean, just doing what he does really well, like flirting with a triple-double. He has 8 assists tonight, and moving the ball, making quick decisions. I think the first play of the game was a corner kick out for Jaden. We couldn't ask for like a better play if we scripted it. Julius creating a offense for somebody who we need to stay as a part of our offense, Jaden. So, but yeah, I thought then we played through him at the top of the floor a ton, and just we need that all the time, and that was part of the recipe that was so effective, a few weeks ago. So,
Chris, you talk about the maybe bad blood or personal element of the familiarity that comes up, but is just for your team, like, familiarity a driver of winning for you guys? You kind of think about with Denver and this Phoenix team, 2 teams you've played a lot recently, you've had a lot of success with. I know there's matchups and stuff, but is familiarity just helpful for you guys?
I think certainly, familiarity is helpful because obviously you learn their tendencies really well. You learn what they're trying to do, tactics. You get a comfort level there, but there's also an incredible amount of respect that we have because of those guys, those teams that you mentioned, what they've accomplished, who's on the roster, and again, it's we've got to bring that level of respect to every opponent, and that's something that we haven't always done, and we need to be able to do that. And coming down the stretch here, if we play with that type of focus, intensity, and purpose, then we'll be fine. So.
wanted to ask you about Gobert offensively, too. A lot of usage early in this game and the pick and roll and effective around the basket. Does that feel like that's turning a corner in the trust factor and what he's doing with it when he catches there?
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's been there for a little while. We haven't necessarily found him, but, I think the trust has been there. He was really good tonight finishing. When they would go to volume switching, if we couldn't find him, he punished him on the glass, which was great. He had a couple tough plays in the pocket, but he made up for it the very next play, which was good to see too. I think the trust is definitely there. He just has to keep doing it. We found him at some really keen times where we kind of break the game open a little bit too.
Mike Conley had a great game tonight and played his role well.
Yeah.
How important has his leadership been for your team?
Yeah, it's immense. I think we've talked about it a ton over the last few years. But as important as his leadership is, it's his production and his play right now, which has been at a super high level, and that comes from him staying aggressive and being ready to shoot and score and take the ball to the basket.